welcome back to A-Level Lessons Online. Alright, we're back with another math question from your 2016 A-Level Paper 2 question 2H2 Math. Alright, this question, I'm just going to be very upfront with you guys. It's almost impossible for me to show on this on this video that I'm working on, okay? Because the reason being is that basically the entire question is going to require you to use your GC, right? Your graphic graphic calculator. And the thing is that I don't have an application that I can actually show you the GC. So what I'll do is I'll try and walk you through the solution. But I will just be writing down the main things that you need to know, right? Because I cannot possibly draw the entire screen of your graphics calculator, right? So I'm just gonna basically go through this question, more of writing down what your answers are gonna be, what you should be looking out for when you look at your GC, and that is about all I can show you. So I hope that should be sufficient and that you guys should be proficient enough by now to know how to use your GC, alright? So firstly, let's go through the first part on part 1. Alright, so the question goes, use your calculator to find the gradient of the curve y equals to 2 to the power of cosine x. So y equals to 2 to the power of cosine x at the points where x equals to 0 and x equals to half pi. So this is a very simple question. All you need to do is to just plot in this graph of y equals to 2 to the power of cosine x. So just plot this graph into your graphics calculator and find the dy dx, right? So look for the function that gives you dy dx. Some of you guys may use the n derivative function. Some of you may use the other method of finding k from the graph itself. All you do is just sub in when x equals to 0. What you will get is that the gradient would just very simply be equivalent to 0. And the other case is when you sub in x equals to half pi, you'll find that the gradient would just be a very, very nice 3 digits. I mean, not 3 digits. Like, I mean, to 3 significant figures, you get negative 0.693. Alright, so these are going to be the two answers that you get, right? The gradient of the curve when x equals to 0 and x equals to half pi. Very, very simple. Just sub in these values and then the graphic calculator will help to do the rest of the work. Alright, part 2 is where it gets a bit more tricky. So part 2 is asking you to find the equations. Okay, so there's equations, meaning there's going to be more than one equation of the tangents to this curve at the points where x equals to 0 and x equals to half pi, and find the coordinates of the point where these tangents meet. So firstly, you're going to be finding the two different tangents to this curve. Secondly, you're going to be finding the point of intersection between these two tangents. So first thing you need to do is just plot your GC into your GC. Your y1 equals to 2 to the power of cosine x. Okay, you should already have this graph up, right, because of your first part. And next thing you need to do, okay, is to then find the tangent. So go ahead and use your second program and then press number 5, which should state tangent. And after that, go ahead and just key in when it is equivalent to, when your x is equivalent to 0, and then press enter. You would find that the equation when x equals to 0 is going to be y equals to 0x plus 2. So therefore, you know that this one is just going to be y equals to 2. So this is going to be one of your tangents, y equals to 2. The next tangent that you're going to have to find is when x equals to half pi. So do the same thing, but now sub in when your x is equivalent to half pi. So when you sub in x equals to half pi, what you're going to get is you will get y equals to negative 0.693x plus 2.09. Alright, so these are the parts where you realize you got it in part 1. If you want, you can just go ahead and solve your normal way of differentiating, but y equals to 2 to the power of cosine x is a bit harder to actually differentiate. So using your GC is going to be much simpler, right? The question never said that you need to use, you're not allowed to use your GC. So go ahead and use your GC and you'll find that these are the two answers. Right, so it's a bit of a crooked line. Alright, so now all you need to do is just find the point of intersection. So this part is very simple. You don't have to rely on your GC anymore. You just need to key in. I mean, you can always key in your GC, but I think you can also solve this without the GC. So likewise, like normal simultaneous equation, you've got equation 1, equation 2, your y equals to 2 and y equals to negative 0.693x plus 2.09. So all you have to do now is just sub 1 into 2. And you will find that your answer that you will get is going to be x equals to 0.128. So therefore, the tangents, they will meet at this point over here because they are asking you where the tangents meet. So since you already know that one of your values is going to be 2, the other value is going to be x equals to 0.128. So the tangents meet at 0.1282. Reason being that you need to find what your y value is. Okay, usually when you do this kind of questions, you will always go and sub x into your equation again to find what the y value is. But over here it's very simple. It is very obvious here that the two tangents are going to cut at this point y equals to 2, because that is going to be one of your curve equations, one of your tangents, right? So even if you sub x equals to 0.128 back into your y equation, right, your second y equation, you're going to get back the same value of 2, right? So that is one thing you can just go ahead and remember yourself if you want to, since the equation has already given you that. Okay, it means that the point of there's only going to be one point of intersection, and it's definitely going to be 2. Whether or not you want to go ahead and sub this x equals to 0.128 back into your second equation, it is completely up to you for you to double check. But the answer that you're going to get is going to be the same answer, which is y equals to 2. Alright, so that's all you need to know for this question. Like I said, it's a very, very short, simple question. Everything is going to be done on the graphics calculator, right? So don't go and do this by hand. If the question gives you the freedom and the luxury of using a calculator, go ahead and use it. And I think this question should actually be very, very, very simple for you guys. Alright, so that's all I have for this video. If you did enjoy it or you did learn something, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I know that it's very, very hard to see anything here because I can't show you the graph, I can't show you anything, but hopefully the solutions are all you need, and the rest you can go ahead and use the GC like how you would normally use it. I think it's very simple to use. So if not, if you have any questions on how to use a GC or anything related to this question, you can leave it in the comment section below. I will answer them. If not, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out and doesn't cost you anything. So that is all. Yeah. So if not, I'll see you guys in the next question, and have a good one. Bye bye.